I hope this is on. It's on YouTube, isn't it? Yes. So go live dashboard. Okay. Let's minimize that a minute. Right. Okay. I think we are live. Yes. I need to change this title to change this title to paper review. Yes, guys. Good evening. I just say, you know what, this is not the same stream, by the way. This is a different day, and I do have the same T-shirt on, so do please excuse me because I have been pretty thingy today. Anyway, guys, today or tonight we're going to do the paper review live tonight because I won't be here tomorrow. Because I have realised I'm going to be somewhere tomorrow. So, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to do the paper review tonight, and I have seen some reviews of the Bohemian Rhapsody review, and I am really temperamental about some of them. So that's why we are here to do it tonight for you guys. I was planning not to do this tonight, but I thought, well, you know, half an hour, why don't we just do it? Why don't we just get on with it? So I thought, it'd be easy enough anyway. So let me just add a screen. Let me get the screen capture ready. I have nothing on the screen, which is good. So we're going to do the video capture. Oh no, we do the. Do we do the sources? Video. Window capture. Capture 2. Oh, apparently no, we don't do that. Trying to find out the display capture. Yes, there we are. And there we are. Display capture on. Just need to resize this. Just give me a second while I resize this out. Right. So what I've done is I've bookmarked all the papers today, and I'm going to do the reviews tonight. And let me just get my thing. So we're going to do this anyway because we're going to do this basically live. So we're going to start off with The Sun first. And the first thing I'm going to say is if you have read The Sun one, then be aware. Be aware. Anyway, let me get my camera on, by the way, because you guys want to see I don't want to see the screen capture. Let me get this right in a minute. Let's do the what do we do again? Video 2. Into there. That's it. And my video's on there now. So yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the reviews of this goddamn thing. I'm going to start with The Sun first. And Jamie East at the movies, Bohemian Rhapsody is a celebration of Queen's music, but forgets that Freddie Mercury wasn't the hit band's only member. Rami Malek is fantastic as Mercury, but it's clear that Freddie's real life counterpart has little to do with the film. All right, this has come from Jamie East. It's a film critic for some reason. So this is what they say in this. There's a point in which while watching Bohemian Rhapsody, we start salivating at the thought what could have been. One of the most tumultuous and problematic productions in years finally arrives on the screen with all the hype, marketing, muscle, and noise of a superhero movie. Yeah, this was actually pictured yesterday at the premiere in London with them on stage. All right. Anyway, it says a troublesome shoot doesn't always spell the death of note for a film through, especially when rumours of an Oscar-worthy performance of Ryan Malek started swirling and some tantalising footage of Live Aid was seen. Right. In this case, we get a perfectly good film, just not the one it should have been. So that's kind of giving it a negative review for it. Anyway, the movie is bookended by an incredible reaction of a band's Live Aid performance via band's rise to fame in kind of the Commitments meets the Doors hybrid. Whilst the story has no choice but to follow Freddie's story, his touching relationship with Mary Austin, and his extraordinary charisma and talent, your hem is constantly tugged at the parallel narrative. Hey, there were other members of Queen, you know. Okay. And it says here, the film is a rose-tinted version of reality. Alright. The cast do their best with what they're given, which is, unless you're Freddie Mercury, sadly, often little more than a caricature. What is clear is that there's very few real-life counterparts, including bass Page on Deacon, who was bowled away to do nothing more than a bit of a buffoon in a loud shirt, had much to do with the film. Lucy Boyden is perfectly fine as Freddie's companion, Mary Austin, offering some depth into an otherwise emotionally thin film. But the whole film depends on Malek's deception of Mercury, which doesn't so much carry on the film as save it. He is fantastic. So they're giving him a reprieve for his performance he's doing for it, which I suppose is not bad. Bohemian Rhapsody's bookmarked by reactions of Queen's incredible live performance, which is obviously green screened. I know. It's a shame they couldn't get a live audience together for it. But saying that, they've got their own thing as well, which is one thing about it. Anyway, it says, if the intention was to make you walk out of the cinema and immediately start streaming and downloading the band's incredible music, which surely is certainly worked with this critic, that Brian May and Richard Taylor have more than succeeded, because they produced the soundtrack, obviously. If, however, you're expecting something more of a rose-tinted version of what could be have been one of the most interesting and touching biopics of all time, beware. I enjoyed it, but this isn't much real life, and it's more fantasy. So apparently it's come up as 3 stars as a 12A certificate, which is kind of a bit weird. From my point of view, it's kind of giving it really negative vibe from it, really. A negative sort of vibe from the film. I mean, probably, yeah, fair enough. I mean, fair enough that they're giving it some backlash for it now. Like, it's trying to say, like, this movie should never have been made and should never have been exploited in that way for it to do. Well, I mean, Queen fans, we kind of understand why they were doing it for the purposes of it, but that's kind of now giving us the feelings of it should have been done differently, but to do it in a different context of the film itself. So for the Sun's review, I have to say that I am kind of mixed about that. But saying that, if they want to start doing what they want to do, then, you know, fair enough, bring it that way. So let's move on now to the next one. And this next one is the... Where is it? That's it. Next one is the Financial Times. Oh, yeah. The Financial Times. Oh, my God. Basically, oh, apparently this is gone now. What's that? I thought I had it in. What? Took it off. I took it off for some reason. The Financial Times did have it on, but I have to move on to because apparently I have to pay for that, so we can't use that one. So let's go for the Metro now. Yeah, this is the Metro one. So the Metro is one of the worst tabloid crap, ridiculous piece of crap things ever done. This is written by Rashima Dosani. So look, she enjoyed it. So this has been posted today at 6:55. And apparently, Queen Star, Freddie Mercury died in 1981. Yeah, that's true. Apparently, that picture's from obviously from a tour in '84. Freddie Mercury's biopic Bohemian Rhapsody has finally been released after years of drama behind the scenes. And Queen bandmate Brian May revealed that We Are the Champions singer, or revealed that We Are the Champions singer. I like that. Would have loved the film. Would have loved the new film about his life. Speaking of Good Morning Britain at the premiere, well, that's total bullshit for a start. The 71-year-old explained, "I know he would be happy." Okay. Of course, there were all sorts of bumps and twists and turns and doubts and times where it felt like it was going to fall to pieces, but that's life. Very explanatory, isn't it? Very explanatory. Brian May believes that Freddie Mercury will love the Bohemian Rhapsody film. Fair enough. Rami Malek, who plays in the film, also branded the project as the hardest thing he's ever done in his life. He's not the only greatest performer of all time, but someone who will go down in history as a revolutionary way of thinking ourselves socially and potentially, he added. Bohemian Rhapsody has been years in the making, but faced a series of setbacks and drama behind the camera. Things came to an end ahead in 2017, where Bryan Singer was sacked as director, and then obviously the other guy came in and directed it. And speaking to exclusively to the Metro, Rami opened up the tumultuous set, and the cinematographer Thomas Newton Seagull was forced to step into the director's seat for the shoot. But that is actually a load of bullshit for a start, because actually it was taken over by Dexter Fletcher, who contributed to the rest of the film. I don't know where they're getting that from. For some reason, that's wrong for a start. That's all the bullshit. It was a tumultuous set, there was no doubt about it, and it came to a place where there was a lapse in time with our director who wasn't present, and we needed to find a new director. And I think it says it all. It's extremely daunting having what feels like the weight of the world on your shoulders. Freddie is everything to everyone. I just never wanted to let him down in any way every day. When I went there, I reminded myself this had nothing to do with anybody, it had nothing to do with me or as in the crew or any one of the actors. We were to honour and celebrate this human being, and no one is getting in the way of that. Co-star Lucy Boynton also praised Mr. Robot Star, calling him a leader who has set the tone every day. We got so lucky with Rami was our leader. He set the tone every day, every morning, she said. His energy was infectious energy, and so because that was consistent, that was the main point. And so when things are difficult, it's very unfine experience when you all band together. This review is absolute terrible. This is the worst review I've ever read in my life. Is that it? That's it. Nothing else. That's very short and very, very crap. So my point of view, the Metro is the worst review I've ever heard in my life. What a bullshit. All of it's wrong for a start. A tabloid newspaper, absolutely full of it. Full of it. It's crap. Moving on to the next one. Now we'll go to the Guardian. No, the Express actually. The Express now. So the Express. So the Express. Yeah, this was just posted today as well. So they've now. Bohemian Rhapsody movie reviews. Will Rami Malek's Freddie Mercury rock you? Bohemian Rhapsody movie reviews are in. But will Rami Malek's Freddie Mercury rock you? This is by George Simpson, published today, and it was updated at 9:09 apparently this morning. It says he died 27 years ago, and now the Queen singer is being celebrated in a new biopic of it as well. Let me just close it off there. Bohemian Rhapsody follows the rock band's formation to the iconic live performance at Wembley Stadium in 1985. The film premiered last night at Wembley Arena, and now the first reviews are in. So far, Bohemian Rhapsody has a 54% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, suggesting a mixture of reactions. Here's a selection of them. Empire. Like Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody is 3 parts good, but not terribly exciting, and 1 part absolutely joyful, fabulous entertainment that makes you forget anything else around it. Well, that's one good review. Daily Telegraph. The final hurrah for Mercury's genius. This is huge, historic spectacle lets you grant his troubled film a pass, and it keeps, and at least it keeps on fighting to the end. Daily Mirror. This will rock you. The Sun. I've already done The Sun anyway. So, yeah, Brian's kind of like very, and obviously I think George is going, yay, we're making a good film, yay. And it's everything else. Variety gave it, with a performance commanding as Ryan Malek's and its centre, why isn't Bohemian Rhapsody a better movie? That's the Americans for you. Time Out says the energy of Malek's emotion helps to bind what amounts to a series of gossipy but harmless rock world anecdotes into something vaguely coherent. And USA Today, the Americans are absolutely ridiculous. Bohemian Rhapsody, the song is an iconic masterpiece, and Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie, is just a conventional rock flick, all too ordinary for one man and a band that exemplify the extraordinary. The New York Post says, what we unlimitedly wanted from Bohemian Rhapsody was not carbon copy concerts, but behind the closed doors, inside a deeply private, complicated, internationally beloved superstar. Well, I agree with the New York Post on that one. The Hollywood Reporter says someday another feature about Queen might go deeper. See? Someday another feature about Queen might go deeper. So, the Express, I kind of think there's just a tiny bit of it to say about it, but Rotten Tomatoes has given 54% positive reviews. So it's kind of 50-50. I thought it was going to go 50-50 on the film itself. That's how I felt when, I keep saying to you guys before, that's how I felt about it before when it originally did come out anyway. And the last one we have is The Independent. This one was interesting. In fact, this one, I think this one is probably the most interesting review I've ever seen. And you may cringe, you may ask what you want, because from my point of view, I thought this one was interesting to see. It says, Bohemian Rhapsody review. This karaoke-style pagan is all style, no soul. They gave it 2 stars. Oh dear, what a shame. This film may be a celebratory skip through the band's greatest hits, but a portrait of Freddie Mercury feels incomplete. Yeah, here's what to say. There are 2 kinds of Queen. There was the version immortal. Oh, that's my fault. Sorry. Get off it. Off there a minute. Off. Thank you. It says there was a version of the immortalized in 1985 live performance with Freddie Mercury's soaring sustained call of "Ayo" managed to sound like the proclamation from Mount Olympus. But this Queen proved that every musical barrier could be broken, from stadium anthems to disco, as long as the audience were kept entertained. That's true. Then there is the Queen that slurred out karaoke nights. What's this got to do with this thing? I don't understand it. Then there's this Queen. Then there is the Queen that slurred out karaoke at nights. What? Loving and enthusiastic, but superficial in its sincerity, the new biopic that tracks the band's history despite using the 1985 performance as a triumphant closure. It's firmly a karaoke-style pagan. Paean. I don't know what it says. It's a film that stumbled through controversies. Sacha Baron Cohen originally cast as Mercury, departed from the project in 2013 after disagreements with the band. The decision to hire Bryan Singer was widely criticised due to his history of sexual abuse allegations. What's that got to do with the film? I have no idea. Its involvement was further complicated when he was fired. Dexter Fletcher stepping in to complete the film. Singer is credited as sole director due to the DJ guidelines. Oh dear. What's arrived? The other side of this troubled production history is a work that's all spirit, no soul. Bohemian Rhapsody serves as the greatest hits rendition of the band, with any darkest lows dutifully but lightly dealt with so as not to interrupt the flow. As an almost full catalogue is on display here, lip synced by its cast, even that means the finale of Live Aid has to cram in anything to dedicated fans and might bristle as if excluded. Any major musical turning points, We Will Rock You, No Mighty Dust, are given their own backstory, but the beats are usually the same. The band members, Mercury, May, Roger, and Brian Levitt, will all bicker like sitcom characters before concluding that change is necessary because that's Queen. That part there, I actually think somebody was writing that under some influences of Queen's music. The film will often turn back the mic out to the audience, so they can nod and wink along with an EMI executive who will proclaim the 6-minute Bohemian Rhapsody is too long to be a hit. It is all very on the nose, a little too much for Mike Myers' appearance as EMI executive to exist only for an excoriating false reference to Wayne's World. That's why. That said, the live performances are shot with vitality that does genuinely capture the band's vim, but Bohemian Rhapsody suffers from conflicting intentions. It both wants to be an celebratory skip through the band's history, whilst also serving as a satisfactory biopic of Mercury. The latter is the most harshly underserved, despite Malik's very best efforts. So this review is given an amazing review, but this is the best review I've ever seen. Whilst studiously nailing Mercury's theatrical approach to performance, he also leads a much-needed pensiveness to Mercury's quieter moments. It's a nuanced handling of the musician that, if given better material to work with, would surely have Malik part of the awards conversation. Of course, months before single camera had begun filming on the film, concerns are already being expressed about how Mercury's sexuality will be portrayed. He may have given all himself on stage, but he was extremely guarded about his personal life, and that has made interpretations of what is sexually unclear. Some say he was gay, others say he was bisexual. The film perhaps leaves the matter something undefined, although the focus is planned heavily on the relationship with Mary Austin, who he penned the song "Love of My Life" about his relationship with Jim Hutton. His relationship with Jim Hutton, who was also with Mercury until his death due to complications from AIDS, is disappointingly left as an epilogue untold. By ending on the Live Aid concert, Bohemian Rhapsody may end on a high, but also leaves on a crucial chapter in Mercury's life. And I have to say, this is one of the most very well brought reviews I've ever read. And when I glimpsed it today, I really thought that nailed it perfect. And that review got me today. And I'm glad somebody went to see it and they penned in everything about the movie itself. And from my point of view, Mark's seen the movie and he didn't want to spoil it for me. He just said, you may want to take notes tomorrow to see what parts you think are wrong with the movie. So, I am still half and half about it. I'm still 50-50 about it. But luckily, I get to see this movie tomorrow. I do. And I have got Jodie, Jade, me, and someone else is coming as well to see the movie tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow as well. So, have any of you guys had a chance? Because I haven't seen it yet. So I don't want any spoilers on this video today. I'll quickly say the Papers review is all I want to do on this. And I really can't wait to see it tomorrow. So I think the Papers, I've took it a little bit too far. I think the Guardian, I think the Independent was the best one. The Sun kind of, bit of amused about the Sun. The Metro hasn't got a clue what they're saying. The Metro, I do disagree with the Metro, actually. The Metro is just a load of rubbish for a start. Just put a little bit of that in. Why not put the full thing in for it? Because no one actually went to see it, because everybody was kind of going for the trailer side of it. So the Metro did it for the trailer side. Then all of a sudden, the main papers go inside and they look at it and they go, we'll give our own opinion about it. And that was independent, was I think probably spot on, but I've got to see it for myself now. And I'll give you my opinion about it on Friday, because I'm going to be live on Friday night now. And I'll be giving my own review about it on Friday, so look out for that on Friday night, guys. But I just quickly say that I bought my tickets today to go and see the movie. 4 of us going to see the movie tomorrow, and I think there's been some mixed reactions to it. But 54% for the movie, I knew it was going to be that way. Half and half. I kind of think it would be pretty interesting to see it. So, Scott says hi, by the way. Hi, Scott. You said, what have you said? I saw the film tonight and I thought it was really good. Right, well, don't spoil it, please. I don't want any spoilers on this video. All I'm just going to quickly say is this is all you're going to get tonight, because I'm not going to do another video now. But if you guys want to leave your comments, but don't bring any spoilers up, please, because I want to know what you think about it, and all the papers right or all the papers wrong. Because there's one paper I do have to agree with, but the rest of them probably have to say you missed out something there. So yeah, so that's all I'm going to say for that anyway, guys. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for now. Sorry it's a short stream, but I wanted to get the papers out of the way for you guys to understand. If you want to go see the movie tomorrow, or if you're seeing it tonight, then please leave it till Friday, until we come back on Friday and we do the proper review for it. And I'll give you my overall thing of it as well. But if you went to see the movie, good. We will get to a Friday night. We'll be live at 7 o'clock on Friday to do a main review of this film. And it's going to be very interesting indeed. Also, some updates of Dead Inside as well. We've got some updates to say about that anyway, guys. Right, guys, that's it for me. So thank you for tuning in. I'm so sorry this has been a short stream, but I thought I'd just come on and do it tonight and give you my review of the papers anyway. So to the paper review reviews up there, you guys in the paper reviews, you're all right, but kind of a bit skeptical about this thing anyway. But I'll give you my opinion about it on Friday anyway, guys. So I will go and see the movie.